Hi, Scorpio and Scorpio Rising. Here is your horoscope for July 2025. I am Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, we have a very strange and very dynamic month. There are going to be 3 other planets to go retrograde this month, which is going to drag us into the past. At the same time, Uranus and Venus are both going to leave Taurus, your 7th house here, and enter the 8th house. Now, you know, Venus is not a big deal going into Gemini, but Uranus going into Gemini is a real big deal. And this is the house of shared resources, investments, finances, other people's money. So Uranus is going to really shake things up in this area. Now, there's a lot of stuff here pertaining to career, work, daily habits. Everything seems to be indicated with the astrology this month, including health matters, because there is going to be retrogrades of Neptune and Saturn, both in the 6th house, and I'll cover all of that. Anyway, this is a very general, basic overview. If you're in a Scorpio sun sign or a rising sign in Scorpio, this is a very basic sun sign reading using Western tropical whole house system astrology. That's because everyone's birth chart is different, and everyone born under the sign of, let's say, Scorpio has a different date, and there are different alignments. So this is why some people have said, well, that's not accurate or whatever. This is a very general sun sign. It's a baseline. In other words, it gives you an idea from a sun sign perspective or a rising sign perspective where the planets are. It's still very accurate. It's still about 75% accurate. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's jump into it and see what we have going on here. Now, your ruler is Pluto right there. It's in the 4th house. And, you know, there's a lot of sort of holding back. There's a lot of things to ponder about your home, real estate matters, or your foundation, because, Uranus Pluto is in Uranus, which is really a little unstable, okay, and going retrograde. So it'll be joined by 3 other planets, Mercury and Neptune and Saturn. This month will all go retrograde. Now, as we start off the month, the sun is moving through your 9th house with Jupiter, which just entered Cancer. And so this is very beneficial. This is very fortunate. This is, kind of wanting to explore, wanting to travel, wanting to see new things, trying to understand things on a larger scale. And Jupiter will be here for a whole year, so it'll definitely help you out. Jupiter expands. It makes things, pleasant. And so we'll see how it plays itself out for many of you. But this time of the year, because we're going through Cancer, Cancer is a water sign, just like your sign, and Pisces is the other water sign. So you're in your element. You feel like, okay, I feel comfortable. I feel things are moving the way they need to go, and I'm going to take advantage of it, which is all well and good. Now, on the 4th is when Venus enters Gemini. Okay, now Venus in Gemini definitely has you focusing now on multiple tasks involving other people's money, your own finances, your own investments. This is all the theme here for the next 5.5 weeks as Venus makes its way through there. All right, so this is going to be very important for that. Quick-wittedness, thinking about every possible scenario, sometimes revisiting the past, and that's what the 8th house symbolizes. Now, Neptune is going to be the first planet to go retrograde this month, and it is right there in stationary position in the 6th house. Now, this is about reviewing, revising, and revisiting, but it's an outer planet. It's pretty far away from the sun, so it's a very slow process. It's a very, arduous process where it takes its time to discover and to go within to discover what needs to change. Now, Neptune in the 6th house has to do with mental health. It has to do with physical health. It has to do with animals, pets. It has to do with, other people's well-being or your daily routine, like your exercise routine or your habits. And with Neptune going retrograde here is you might find yourself going back to something you used to do, whether it's a job, whether it's a routine, whether it's eating habits, whether it's something that you need to sort of perfect. And this, again, will be over the course of the next 5 months. So it's not like it's going to happen right there on that day, but it'll start pulling you back into the past. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe you're going back to an old job. That's a possibility as well with Neptune going retrograde here. Now, here is a really big news with Uranus. Uranus entering Gemini is a big deal because Uranus in Gemini is not like Uranus in Taurus. Uranus in Taurus, it's revolutionized some of your relationships and friendships over the past 7 years. Uranus in Gemini in the next 7 years is going to revolutionize your finances. It's going to revolutionize your deep psychological well-being, because Uranus in Gemini likes to think outside the box. It does not like to conform at all. The mind will be super active during this long period of time, 7 years. And you will change. You will absolutely change how you view the world and your belief systems, and deep psychological transformation takes place. Now, the positive side to this is you may just start viewing the world in a completely different way, and the people around you. And so as Uranus enters Gemini, this ups the vibration in our mental thinking, because Gemini is the sign of communication, but also mental communication. So here we see an amazing shift with this energy in the 8th house. Now, this could be surprises with your income or investments. Maybe you're going to all digital currency. Maybe you're investing in something that's strange and unusual. Anything strange and unusual falls under the umbrella of Uranus. That's how it works. So you're going to see a lot of changes in this area over the course of the next 7 years. The full moon this month is in your 3rd house of communication, so it continues that pattern of changing. Maybe you're coming to realize something about your business, or needing to have an important conversation with another person. This is very much highlighted with this full moon in Capricorn. So, you got a lot on your plate this month. There's going to be a lot to think about. There's going to be a lot to discuss. Saturn is the 2nd planet to go retrograde right there, but Saturn has a totally different feel than Neptune. Neptune is easier going. It's, trying to dissolve things, trying to make things better, but Saturn is not like that. Saturn is like tough. Saturn is going to make you work hard. And it's retrograde, meaning it's going within to force you to look at things in a different perspective. Force you to, wanting to change, okay, put the extra effort in. That's what Saturn does. Okay, so something from the past that may resurface could involve health matters, could involve everything I said earlier about your daily routine, your job, other people that are ill around you, any of that stuff. And it could also be mental illness. Maybe you have people around you that are losing their marbles. That is a possibility as well. But Saturn and Neptune both retrograde in the 6th house. Pay attention to your health or other people's health, because this is the house of health. And when you have this many retrogrades in here, and you have Chiron in the 6th, your health becomes super sensitive. And the littlest thing could trigger, not feeling well, or depression, or any of that stuff. Now, I'm not saying everyone's going to have that, but again, I'm giving you the possibilities of this house with these alignments. Now, Mercury is the 3rd planet to go retrograde. And as you know, Mercury is the communication planet. And here it is in the 10th house of career and status. And so there's very important conversations to be had with either the higher ups, or people that are influencing you, or your company CEOs, or people in charge, the board, whatever. And this is revisiting the past. So important conversations with important people are to be had. So you can see how work and your career is absolutely being highlighted here. 10th house of career and status, 6th house of daily routine and service and employment. So we see these retrogrades are bringing you back to something. Okay, and it could, like I said, it could involve a job from the past, or it could involve habits, or exercise programs, or something from the past that resurfaces. Maybe you have a company and you have employees that come back. That's a possibility here. You see, with these retrogrades, that's how it works. So now, continuing on the career path, the 22nd, the sun highlights the 10th house, which is actually pretty good, because it's at a very high point and you're getting a lot more attention or recognition. Or you're becoming more creative in some sense with your job, career, or business. So this is very beneficial. And then we have the the new moon also in Leo at 2 degrees in the career. So maybe somebody new joins your company. Maybe there's a new employee that you need to hire. Maybe you're getting a promotion or a raise. Maybe you're getting a lot of attention for your work. This definitely could bring in a lot of attention and fame and recognition and responsibility. So in this new moon in the next 2 weeks, it will definitely heighten all of this for you, for many of you, even though Mercury's retrograde and all these other planets are retrograde. And again, it could be somebody from something or someone from the past. Like maybe you're getting a reward for something you did years ago. getting recognition for it. That's how it works. And then we have Venus entering Cancer right there in the 9th house. Now, Venus in Cancer is a totally different energy than Venus in Gemini. Venus in Cancer is more self-protective. It values the home, the family, the feelings. In the 9th house, it feels very fortunate. It wants to travel. It wants to be near water. You'll find yourself really longing for water this month, being by a lake or taking more showers and baths or whatever, because Cancer is a water sign. And so you'll find yourself going into August, wanting to travel and explore, maybe with family and friends. But it all starts at the end of the month. Anyway, there you have it. There's the general overview for the month. If you want to know more, as you can see here, I do an extended version in my Inner Circle community. And I do a weekly astrology there, which the members really enjoy. And we talk every Sunday on a Zoom call. All the members get together and we chat it up and we talk about what's going on in the world, what the astrology trends are. Members get to ask me questions. So check it out. There's a free 7-day trial, so you've got nothing to lose. Anyway, there's a link down below. I hope to see you in the community. And, have a great month. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.